Yo, what's going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to make a video on what the top specs are right now in the game, and I can tell you guys right now, just already by looking at this graph, my tier list wasn't that bad, but it was definitely off. And I wanted an update video like 3 or 4 days later into the season. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. Starting off with, well, number one. I remember putting Disc Priest in A tier, and the Healer Evoker in S tier, the Pres Evoker. Was I wrong? I guess Disc Priest is S tier, like insane, best healer in the game. But I swear Prez is right behind it. Like they're still both insane. So like if I would have changed anything, Disc Priest definitely being the absolute number one healer, the meta healer, the monster. Like definitely Disc Priest is strong. Now, I called this, guys. No surprise here with these two. Fury Warrior and Unholy DK. Dudes, TSG. Boom, boom, bam. Just like, they're nuts, dude. They're like, I don't know, dude. These guys are like the bullies right now of the melee. They're like the bullies of the of the 3v3 bracket, dude. That's all you're going to really see. Unholy DK, insane DPS. Fury Warrior, insane DPS. Both have really high burst. Now, keep in mind, I'm talking PvP, not PvE. But overall, both these classes, they're just killing. I mean, I play Fury Warrior, and it's pretty damn strong, I can tell you that. And pair it with Unholy DK, and you're probably gonna run over the competition. Like I said, Pres Evoker, I swear it's still really strong. It's probably played with TSG more than Disc Priest. Disc Priest, like I said, being number one, but Pres being right behind it, both S tier. Pres is definitely still really strong. Affliction Warlock. Yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this should have been in the S tier. I already said it's gonna be slept on, and I was thinking about putting an S tier, and guy, it's not even slept on. This shit is busted. Now, I wouldn't even say busted. It's busted. It's really strong. Dots are just melting people. Its damage is insane, guys. I'm talking. It is cranking. It is bumping. So, Affliction Warlock. If you're playing Affy in the arena right now, solo RBGs, 3s, 2s, whatever. Probably pretty happy with it. Pretty damn strong. Frost Mage. Also called this being S tier. It may not be the best caster right now, honestly. Yeah, I thought for sure being number one caster. I'm putting it number two, boys. It's still really strong, guys. Frost Mage, don't get me wrong, insane class. Like, you're doing fine. There ain't nothing to worry about, bro. You keep on pumping. Like, Frost Mage is good. You got a lot of comp options for, you know, you got MLX, RM. You can probably play Frost Mage Fury War. I'm sure that's insane. God comp. Yeah, Frost Mage is in a very, very, very strong spot. Ret Paladin. This is a surprise to me because I was expecting to see like Sub Rogue or Sass Rogue before all this shit. I think the reason Ret's so high up there is because it can play with the Fury Warrior, but I guess it also has the Marksmanship Hunter. Ret's strong though, guys. You know, like I said, I still wouldn't move it to S tier. I'd still say like from here on out, most of this is going to be A tier. So yeah, Ret definitely good. Resto Shaman, it's definitely not as good as Disc Priest, and it's definitely not as good as Pres Evoker. I'll just be real. I mean, it's still in a good spot. It's still in an alright spot, and I'm still going to keep it in an A tier if I had to put it on a tier. Yeah, Shaman's doing alright, man. Let's see here. Shadow Priest. Guys, I actually think Shadow Priest is still kind of nutty. Like, this shit kind of fucks. I'm not lying. Like, on a real note, Shadow Priest, it's pretty good. I mean, even look down here, guys. You know, it is the third best caster, and I am not regretting putting it in A tier. Like, I still think it's insane. Now, I honestly think right next to Devastation is better than Shadow. I think this graph's, and honestly, just by 20, I think Dev might be better than Dev. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd put like Dev here, like right here, and I'd put Shadow Priest like right here. I think Dev's just a little bit stronger than it. But you guys can let me know if I'm wrong on that. That's just my opinion. Dev is kind of insane too. But maybe I'm wrong. What do we got? Resto Druid. I'm not a big healer player. I think Resto Druid's alright. But we're going to go back to the Disc and Pres Evoker thing. I mean, you know, Resto Druid's decent, but it's not touching Prez and it's not touching Disc. Like, this is a no questions asked. Like, there's just no way. Same deal with Holy Pally, guys. Actually, I don't think Holy Pally's that good. I'll be honest, it doesn't seem that strong. Like, you almost seem like you're at a disadvantage if you're playing Resto Shaman or Resto Druid or Holy Pally. It almost seems like it's not fair. And to be fair, that's just how it seems, you know? What the hell do I know? I was only like 1800 right now, you know what I mean? I think the highest rated player is like 21 or 22. So, like, it's too early in the season, like, to find out. But I'm just saying, like, it's just right now, it seems like the meta, either you're playing with an Evoker or you're playing with a Disc Priest. So, Marks Hunter, dudes. This shit's kind of cool. It's still a cool class. It pumps. It seems pretty tanky. It seems like it's a good spot. I may take it out of the S tier, though, drop it down to the A tier, like mid A tier. I still think it's really good. I honestly think it doesn't need any changes, man. It's strong. Like, this is as strong as I've ever seen it. I like it. I'm liking it a lot. Yeah, so just overall, it's pretty strong. Windwalker Monk. This shit's kind of nutty, too. Like, I even said this in the tier list video. This shit pumps. Like, if played right, using your defensives, your burst is nutty. Your survivability is nutty. Like, I'm going to keep this bad boy in the A tier. And this one came to a surprise to me. Why is Feral, like, why is it under Windwalker Monk in red? You know, because, like, maybe because it's not paired with, well, you could play with Fury Warrior and Frost Mage. It's so weird to me because Feral's actually not as high up as I thought it would be. And watching a lot of other tier lists, it came to a shock to me to see that. And I'm not saying Feral's bad. I still think Feral's an insane class. I just don't know where I'd put it. Like, I still figured it'd be an S tier class, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's A tier. I don't know. Feral, like I said, super strong. Does a lot of damage. You know, has that CC potential. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're playing Feral, you're still going to do really good this season, in my opinion. Arms Warrior, why play Arms when you can play Fury? It's just simple as that. I mean, if you like Arms and you're Arms Warrior player, cool. Man, I was an Arms Warrior player too, but it's just not as strong as Fury. Like, well, especially if you're like serious and trying to go for rating, why play Arms when you can play Fury? Simple as that. Assassination Rogue, yeah, this shit fucking pumps, dudes. Bursted many of times. Affy is like the go-to comp, but you could also play Assass Frost Mage. I think they're actually both insane. So Assass Rogue, definitely strong. Very limited to comps at the moment, but it is cranking. Elemental Shaman, I actually haven't seen too many Ellies. It seemed like they're doing alright though for the couple I've seen. I'm not going to talk too much on this. I put it in A tier. I'm going to keep it there. I still think it's really strong. It's just to some of these S tier classes like the Affliction Lock or the Frost Mage, it's not as good as them. But I'm not saying you can't make it work, because obviously, once again, we're going to go back and say, hey, well, I could play with the Fury Warriors, so I could play Ellie Fury, I could play Ellie Affy, you could do anything you really wanted to, you know what I mean? So, Mistweaver Monk, just don't even get me started, it's really not that good, like I said. But especially like when we got the Holy Paladin and said Disc Priest, Mistweaver does not even compete. And like, it doesn't even compete with Disc or Prez. Yeah, no. Boomy, same deal there. I hardly see them. I don't know if they're like sleeping or whatever, but I mean, you look at this. There's only 94, and this is the top 5,000. I'm not saying Boomy's bad. Like, you have to. It's a good class, but you know, it's all right. You know, I think it's all right. I wouldn't put it in S tier. I definitely wouldn't put it in S tier. Sorry. I don't even think I'd put it in A tier. I'd probably put it in B tier. Sub Rogue. I'd probably drop it down to A tier. I think Sub Rogue's really good. Like, this is my main spec. This is my bread and butter. This is my true love. I could talk about this shit for days, but I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. Sub Rogue, I'm going to drop down to A. It's still very playable. You still got Thug as an option. You still got RM as an option. And I'm sure you could probably pair it up with like a Destruction Warlock or something. Or you have some options as Sub Rogue right now, dudes. You really do. I think it's in a good spot. Destro Warlock, crazy. We just talked about that. Destro Warlock, good, but why play Destro when you can play Affy? I mean, I like Destro for the memes. Like, you can send them big meaty bolts out there, you know, one tap in this guy, man, one tap his ass. But I mean, it's strong. I think it's all right. I don't think it's insane. I think you can play it. So, Holy Priest. Do we have to talk about this one? I even said this in the tier list. I thought this was the worst healer in the game. It is the worst healer in the game. Why play Holy when you can play Disc? Like I said, Frost DK. Draco Cleave. I've actually been seeing a lot of Frost DKs, but like this is like lower rating when I first started. It's not bad. I think it's actually pretty damn strong. Like the burst is kind of nuts. But to say it's an S tier or even high A tier, I'd be lying to you guys. I'd say it's like mid. Like honestly, from here on out, like Survival Hunter, mid. Demon Hunter, mid. Which, dudes, listen. I like that because I feel like at some point, and you can probably clip this, like 9/13/24, if someone wants to clip this, DH right now is probably like the worst melee. Watch it go to be the best melee like in 2 or 3 months. I swear. Like, you see how this list says Disc Priest? I don't know if you guys played Dragonflight, but this right here, this was Demon Hunter. And I'm not lying. For like the whole fucking expansion. So, yeah, fuck you guys. Stay down there. Same thing with Demo Locks, dude. Like, once again, you can clip this. Demo Locks, fuck you guys. But I think they're okay. But why play Demo when you can play Affy, right? Enhancement Shaman, I'm not even gonna talk about it. Arcane Mage, not that good. Og, no one's playing Og, okay? Like, at this point, all these down here, like BM's trash, Outlaw's trash. Fire Mage is like the worst spec I've ever touched in my life. So, yeah, guys, this is a little update. First couple days of the season, and my tier list is a little whack, so I wanted to update you guys, and yeah. So with that being said, guys, this is the top performing specs right now. I hope you all enjoy.